Do you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Hello, everyone. This is Harold Green of Brighttree Wealth Management, and it is time to stop doing what you hate. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. I'm doing pretty good, enjoying my day so far. It's still pretty early here. I'm out here in Las Vegas, and I've been out here for a while now. So I live part-time between Las Vegas and Hawaii. So, we really get to enjoy both seasons and both places, and we can just kind of pick and choose when to go back and different things like that. And I really love doing that. And there's some things that have been on my mind, some things that have really been bothering me based on what I'm seeing going on right now in today's society and the retirement crisis that has been thrust upon us for a variety of different reasons. And so today's show is about why panic selling is your retirement's worst enemy. That's right. Panic selling is your retirement's worst enemy. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's get it. And because we're going to be talking about investments, I have to put the little disclaimer in here that all investments do carry risk of loss. Before you invest, make sure you do your due diligence, because past performance is no indicator of future results. And you must invest according to a well-balanced, comprehensive financial plan. So let's get into this. I've seen so many people panic sell that it's just, it boggles the mind. And I'm going to be very honest with you, because this is more of a psychological issue more than anything. This is more about how to address the fears that you face when things get really, really tough. And I'm going to be honest with you, the fear is very real, and the fear can be debilitating. It can make you make some of the worst decisions, in regards to your retirement plan ever. And so today I want to talk to you about some of the things that I've seen, some of the people that I've talked to, and what happened with them. And I come from a corporate background, believe it or not. And one of the bosses in one of the departments I worked in, and I'll just call him Uncle Glenn, just to, Uncle Glenn. And we were having a conversation when the stock market crashed during Y2K. And Uncle Glenn sat me down and in his office, and we're just talking. He was kind of pretty high up in the company. And he used to call me HG. That's my nickname. Everyone used to call me HG. He would say, HG, I just lost half my 401k. And I'm supposed to retire like in a month, and I just lost half of my 401k. And he said, oh, well, I guess it is what it is, and it cannot be helped. And, the look on his face just kind of just said it all. I mean, he'd been in the company for years and years and years and years, and he worked really hard, and he did a great job, like leading the company and leading the team or his department. It was pretty cool. But then just to kind of see him have to walk away, and just that look on his face, and the helplessness that I felt for him. I'm 22, 23 years old. And here he is, like 65, walking out the door. And he's not going to have everything that he needs, but he's going to have to try to figure out how to make it work. And, that was well before I built my first firm, well before I got into the investment world, well before that. And I wasn't even investing in the company's 401k at the time. Matter of fact, I had just got hired and to do some work in the company. I just got hired to work in that department. And it was a pretty cool place to work. But it was not only him, it was other people that were having to retire or put retirement on hold for another 5 to 10 years so they could make up the losses in their portfolios. And I was talking to some clients today, and I was sharing with them about their portfolios during economic downturns. And I shared with them one of the worst things they can do is sell a position and lock in the losses. In other words, taking paper losses and turning them into real ones. And statistically, it shows that when you take paper losses and turn them into real ones, it could take you up to 60 months just to get back to where you were when you sold. 60 months. That's like 5 years. And that's a problem. And so one of the things that we do now in our firm is we use something called the scoop and score concept. And basically, what we're doing is we're buying strong companies like Amazon, and we're buying them during fear-driven dips. And I follow the CNN Fear and Greed Index, you folks. I follow it quite a lot. And the other day, it got down to a 3 on the Fear and Greed Index. And you can just look that up, CNN Fear and Greed Index. It got down to a 3. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I have never seen it get down to a 3. So after I take my jaw off the desk, I immediately called someone on our team and I said, hey, let's start putting together more allocation files to begin buying up this dip. We call that scoop and score. Because when the CNN Fear and Greed Index gets down to a 3, that means everything is now broken. And the VIX got up to like a 50, almost a 60 or something like that. That's when the market, I believe, it broke. And it broke everybody's spirit. And as one of my buddies said, he said, people that were hanging on by fingernails right now, they just got ripped off today. Like, that's it. And honestly, we had some bumps along the way, but things look like they're turning around. The VIX has gone back down. And the question is, Harold, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to wait until the market looks good again. And the fallacy in that is by the time the market looks good again, you've probably already missed a 20, 30, even a 40% return, because as the market goes through a bottoming process, you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs, but you want to be early to the party and not late. What do I mean by that? You simply have to just layer in and ladder in when things are bad like this. Because what keeps people from layering in, laddering in is they've been debilitated by the fear. It's just like you're like in a straitjacket. You're seriously like an investment straitjacket, and your hands are tied and you're scared. And maybe you're not working with someone, and that's the problem. Maybe you don't have that person there just showing you, hey, you know what, Jenny? You know what, Michael? You know what, Tommy? Just hang in there. I know you. I know what you got going on. I'm managing your plan. Everything is going to be okay. And this is the true story. I had a client tell me something the other day, and she said, Harold, I got good news and I got bad news. And I said, well, give me the good news first. And so we went through the good news. And then she says, here's the bad news. I'm going to need X number of dollars to help out with a situation for my family. And she said, am I going to make it? Like, here I am in retirement, and now I have to help a family member because nobody else is there. And I need to give them a substantial amount of money for who knows how long it's going to take. And I said, you know what? I'm on it. I got it. So I began beating my brain real quick, and I just shared with her. I said, hey, okay, we can do this, we can do this, so we can do that. So I'm going to begin to sell out of some of your safer positions that we've been in, like gold or whatnot, that's made you 30% this last year. And we're going to begin to rotate those into our scoop and score strategy to help you with the situation. Now, there's no guarantee that this is going to work. I'm not saying this is guaranteed. Okay. I'm not saying that. The probability is there, that the potential is there, that when the market recovers, she could be sitting on a potentially high, mind-boggling return, like we showed her in a Palantir position that we bought, an option that's up 800% in the last, 3 months? Pretty awesome, huh? So there's things that you can do. And I'm going to tell you right now, do not let fear steal your retirement. What you can do is book a call with me at brightfg.com. That's B as in boy, R as in Richard, I as in indigo, G as in golf, H as in Harold, T as in tight, F as in foxtrot, G as in George.com to learn how to recover, potentially recover faster. Or you can listen to the next episode for the biggest mistake you are making right now. And I don't want you to let this fear steal your retirement and keep you in this investment, like in this straitjacket. All right. So thanks for tuning in. Get on the website, book a call with us so we can figure out what we need to do to help you get to where you need to be. And until next time, everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
This is the podcastfactory.com.